Good morning, good evening, and afternoon, all my global beings out there. Um, I'm just going to do a really short video here. I've had a lot of questions on people that are not really up to speed on how to write these courtesy notices. Well, I have to say one thing. It has to be, when you write these things, it has to be with good intentions, right? And I mean, a lot of people look at this and go, "Oh yeah, well that's just ideological sort of rubbish." Let me tell you something. We're dealing with a technology here, right? We're dealing with energy. Energy comprises of all sorts of feelings, emotions, everything, right? When you write a song and you write an angry song, you don't even have to hear it, you just read it and you can hear the anger in them words, right? If you write a song that's happy, and has all the emotions of love and all them positive energy type feelings, you can read it and you can smile because you know that the person has put energy into that to give a positive outcome. Now, this is what we're talking about with the courtesy notices. It doesn't matter if you write your name, it doesn't matter how you sign your name, it doesn't matter the words you write on there. You have to realize that energy can be felt energetically, physically, and emotionally, right? So when you decide that you're going to send a courtesy notice or a cover letter or anything to anyone, make sure that there is no malice in your words, because you'll receive the same intention that you put into your letter back from anyone who's receiving it, right? So you really have to understand that. That's really important for a lot of people to understand. Is we're not trying to harm or deprive or subjugate or abdicate anything from anyone, right? That is really important, because what this is, it's not about they doing harm to me so I'll do harm to them. No, 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 no. You cannot do that, because at the end of the day you will get your just desserts if you decide that you want to do that through them sort of means. So when everyone's doing this, you really have to understand, and I know I'm no expert, I'm no I'm no sort of authority of any sort on these courtesy notices, but because I've sent a lot and I've had a lot of sort of good vibes coming back from these people, although they still want to harm me, they're sort of, I've had my fines reduced from civic compliance. I owed them $600, now I only owe them 198. Why, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've interacted with them the way I want to be interacted with. And I just hope that people will just listen to what I say. Whether you take this on board, it's up to you. As I say, it's all free will choice. But I would like for people just to realise that this isn't about um, you do to me what I do to you. This is about you being able to pass your positive energy onto someone else to enlighten them into the changing of events that have happened, and you standing in your own truth and being your own authority, not letting anyone deprive you of that. You have to stand in your being as such. So it's really important. It really is. And a lot of people are doing it because they just want to tell people that this has happened. But there are people out there, and I must admit, I'm not pointing fingers, and I'm not saying that what you're doing is wrong. But there are people out there that are doing this because they're being harmed, so they want to harm them back. It's like spite. If you do anything in spite, then it comes to bite you in the ass. And even if this turns out to be a summons to court, if you can comprise a very a very coherent and intelligent cover letter and send it into the court and say to them that thank you very much for your offer to contract, but I exercise my right to reject this contract. Because this is all it is. Summons to courts and infringements and all that just offers to contract. And if you decide that you want to try your luck in court and accept the contract, well then it doesn't mean that you've accepted the terms and conditions of the court if you go in there as your being, as the man, not the person, as the man. Because once you stand in that space and that power and that energy, nothing that they say can actually harm you. All they can do is harm the person that doesn't exist, which is the corporate you, or as everyone likes to call it, the straw man. And see, you can, if you studied the free man technology and you know a little bit about the OPPT, or now called the One People, you can actually utilize these two things together because they're both pretty much going down the same track. So, as I say, if you can comprise a cover letter that has no demands, you won't demand anything off anyone, because as soon as you do that, they throw it in the bin and say, who's this person demanding me? Like you're saying to them, they can't demand anything off you. So don't put that in a letter. Just put in a letter a few declarations of fact, if you like. But don't say you are corporate and you are this and you are that, because it doesn't matter to them. That's not the issue here. The issue is you are trying to harm me, and because I'm not going to harm you, you know, it will sort itself out. Because when you get infringements are just harm, financial harm, and they're trying to get you to contract with a third party or another party outside of the realms of law that actually govern what they do. They don't care. They just give it to anyone to get the debt off you. But as I say, once they pass that debt to someone else, then the debt doesn't exist because there is no paperwork. They get rid of the paperwork by giving it to the third party. So what you have to understand is there is no paperwork that you have to adhere to, because it's gone. Once they've given it to a third party, then the account has been ceased. Because you haven't contracted with that third party, that means that you are not privy to pay that anymore, because it's gone. They've given it to someone else without your consent. So you have to bear that in mind too. So also, when you do fill out these courtesy notices, just make sure that you have a cover letter with it, because certain people will just look at a courtesy notice and say, what the hell is this? What's all this mean? They'll just look at it and go, well, I don't care, that doesn't mean anything. If you have a short cover letter with it explaining why you're sending them the courtesy notice, don't have to go into the UCC filing descriptions and all that. You just have to tell them why you're sending it and what you would like as the outcome of sending that, because that is quite important. Because you're sending a courtesy notice, that's fine. It tells them all the details they need to tell them. But when it comes up to you explaining anything about the courtesy notice, a lot of people sort of fall down because they don't understand what the courtesy notices are about. But once you put that cover letter involved with the courtesy notice, then you have something to reference to. You have something then that you can explain. And you put down your explanation of the courtesy notice and what you think it is, and then comprise that into a cover letter. But don't go into a long-winded explanation of whatever, because people ain't going to listen to you. So anyway, thanks very much. I just thought I might put that out there. And thanks very much for listening. And I hope this helps people in their endeavours. Thanks, people. And thanks, beings all over the world. And my love goes out to you. As I always say on my posts, feel the love, love the moment. Thanks, people.